Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of the Daytona Beach Motor Mouse. I am Ryan Pritt, still clinging to hope for the Pittsburgh Pirates against my better judgment, and that is Ken Willis with a collared shirt on today. Looks good over there, Ken.
My tie-dye Augusta National shirt. One of a kind, by the way.
There you go.
I used to know a dude who liked tie-dye stuff, so took advantage of it one day.
That story's probably a whole other separate podcast, and maybe we'll do that for you folks one day. But for now, we're going to stick to NASCAR and the game show that keeps sweeping the nation. Ken, everyone's been on pins and needles here. I don't know if you saw video last night of Rory and Lowry in the bar singing Journey karaoke down in New Orleans. It was pretty fun.
Sure did. And I learned that was not actually an REO Speedwagon song, which I always thought was.
So the after party was fun.
Yeah, they were in a big sponsor tent, just letting it rip. And once you get if they didn't sing it at the Ryman Auditorium, I don't know who the band was. So for me, it's still REO Speedwagon.
Well, I don't know if you were channel surfing yesterday, but we can't deprive the people any longer. What was better on Sunday, NASCAR at Dover or team golf down in the Bayou?
Dover for most of the way, and maybe I'm just poor mouth in NASCAR right now because because of the lack of passing for the lead, especially, and there was just no way Kyle Larson had a chance to get by Denny or even catch him really. And this new art of drafting or breaking the draft with your mirror, the block drafting, and I don't know, that just doesn't feel right, doesn't taste right. So this week we got to go with the golf because it was Rory McIlroy and his North Irishman countryman Shane Lowry winning the team event in New Orleans. And I think it was clinched when Rory took the microphone in front of the band and saying, "Don't stop believing," in front of what appeared to be a few hundred people that were invited to some, I'm guessing, a sponsor VIP gathering under one of the big party tents. And so that I think was the nice coup de grace. I hate to go all French on you, assuming that's French.
Well,
I know who didn't say it. REO Speedwagon. I know that.
When you're talking about golf in Louisiana, French seems appropriate. And we'll move on from that and go back to the point you made just a minute ago. It wasn't just passing for the lead. There was hardly any passing anywhere. Denny Hamlin was able to do it to get up to the lead, and with the help of some pit road chicanery as well. But yeah, I heard Kyle Larson this today. I don't know if you heard this or not. You were talking about rearview mirror driving. It's not rearview mirror driving. It's rearview camera driving. I don't know if you heard him talking about the need for NASCAR to remove rearview cameras from the car. That's the latest one. So what are your thoughts about taking the cameras out, and would that help?
It wouldn't bother me because even when I'm in a car that has the backup camera, I'm doing this.
Oh,
because that's where I'm doing it. It's going to take a long time to break that habit. So yeah, I mean that's interesting. I mean, I don't think they will do that, but they will claim it's a safety concern, and it is. I mean, you need that. I wonder if he's suggesting that if they went to the mirror, it would be more difficult to drive.
Yes, that's what he said.
Looking out the rear window, if that's what he's saying.
Correct.
Well, then as long as you have a mirror there, and they got little outside mirrors strategically placed so they can see what's going on behind them. And as a safety concern, I can understand why you want a mirror somewhere. Although I've driven behind plenty of people that didn't appear to have a mirror on the road.
Around here, yeah.
Yeah, I think that might not be a bad idea, but I don't know if it's the answer. I mean, it might be, again, a lot of these answers are multifaceted, and it might be part of an overall answer that they need to stumble upon. And then once they stumble upon the answer to this, something else will crop up.
Here's one. Denny Hamlin now tied 12th all time with the patriarch of the Petty family, right? Lee Petty. One win away from Rusty Wallace and 5 away from Kevin Harvick. And I know that you can go to news-journalonline.com, see how I snuck that in again, and read all about the championship list resume for Hamlin and where he lists and all that kind of stuff there. But it's hard to ignore 55 wins, and at the pace he's on right now. By the way, he's led every single race this year. You could argue
that blew me away when I read that. Yeah,
you could argue
crazy.
he should have 5 wins this year, if not more. He's continuing to carve his place, man. I mean, you've been around this sport a long time. I mean, I think he's got a good shot for a title this year. But even if it never happens, I mean, where is he? Where is he ranking all time for you? And how much further do you think he can go?
I mean, he seems to be able to, until he loses interest or focus. So, and you don't know if that's going to be at 44 or 54.
Yeah,
I have a feeling it'll be closer to 44 than 54. But I mean, he's going to eventually want to focus more of his attention on the ownership side. I mean, I would say these things are so hard because you got to account for the equipment guys were in. But I'd say he's easily top 20, 25 all time. I know he's 11th or 12th on the wins list, but I wouldn't put him there all time. Everybody ahead of him, and the guy he's tied with, Lee Petty, everybody ahead of him won a championship. But there's also a bunch of Hall of Famers that didn't win a championship because it wasn't the be all and end all back in Junior Johnson's day. And Curtis Turner, Fireball Roberts. I mean, it wasn't as big a deal as it became when a lot of money was attached to it. So, I put him right now. I would have to guess. We'd have to go back. We should go back to our listings, our preseason listings of the top 75 drivers of all time. I don't know where we had him on that list, but I would guess the over/under on where he should fall would be around 23rd right now. I'd say 23rd all time, although he's like 11th, 12th on the wins list.
21 away. 21 away from Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah.
Long way to go at 43, but I'm just saying, if he keeps this kind of speed up, he may win 4 more races this year. So, just a thought. But
and 7 championships behind Dale
Earnhardt. And no, by the way, continuing the theme from the year, guess who has the best average finish here at Kansas over the last 6 events?
So next week is Kansas.
That's correct.
This past week was Dover,
That's
where
correct.
Denny Hamlin won. And if we're keeping with trends, I'm guessing the best average finish in recent years at Kansas will be Denny Hamlin.
Right? That's correct. Yes. Over the last 6 events, an average finish of 4.3 over the last 6 events. By the way, also the current active wins leader there with 4. And we'll get the Kansas picks in just 1 second, but I did want to sneak out. You have your golf versus NASCAR thing. Every now and then I'm good for a good trivia question, so I'm going to try to stump you here, okay? Right. Last two races, Talladega and Dover. 3 drivers have top 10 both of those events. Can you name any of the 3?
Well, I know that Gragson snuck into the top 10 2 weeks in a row. Is he one of them?
He is one of them, yes. Noah Gragson is one.
All right. I mean, well, Hamlin got wrecked out or bombed out somewhere. Somebody was on a roll there. Gragson, Tiny Ty, Reddick?
Not Tyler Reddick. Okay. Noah Gragson, Alex Bowman, and Daniel Hemrick, by the way, 9th in back-to-back races. How about that?
How about the old Hemrick maneuver?
Yeah, I couldn't. That would have been a good headline. Couldn't get through this podcast without giving especially Hemrick and Gragson a shout. Gregson's been pretty good this year. It's been a nice little rebound season for him, and I think everyone's glad to see it. So
now with Bowman, Bowman was the reason I guess he would have not come to mind was because apparently I saw on one of the anti-social medias that him and his spotter, who happens to be Kevin Hamlin, former racer, I hear they were going at it pretty good yesterday at Dover.
Yeah, that's not gonna can't really go into that too in depth here or in print, but if you guys are in for a laugh, maybe check out X. I think a couple guys were tweeting some correspondence there that was pretty funny. So anyway,
and he's been running well. I mean, he's the last month of Sundays, man, he's been running pretty well.
Yeah, he was upset with Kyle Larson over pit road thing, and there were some words. So if you guys want to look that up, feel free. Real quickly onto this week, though, Ken, Toyota wins in the last 4 races at Kansas, 5 out of the last 6, 7 out of the last 9. Any reason to think this is not going to be a Toyota this week? And who's your pick?
I'm going to go with Truex again. Hate to do that to you, but I'm going to go with him again.
Yeah, I'm going to take Bubba Wallace. 2 straight DNFs. He already has a win here. Guys do. He's had speed all year. Should be comfortable and confident here. So how about that?
You like my new sponsor hat, by the way?
Fleet Feet.
Fleet Feet, yeah.
Any kind of shameless plug you're trying to give there?
Well, Dick's Sporting Goods, they give me these hats to wear so that I don't wear their stuff. Yeah.
I got to get on that side.
It's kind of a weird sponsorship arrangement. They send me stuff and say, don't be seen in any of my stuff, please.
Well, there you go, guys. All you got to do to get free stuff is be a sports writer for 40 years. So goals. And that finely dressed man over there is Ken Willis. I'm Ryan Pritt, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.